You know someone who's tried to quit their bad habits 1,000 times and failed every single time? Maybe that person is you. They try to lose weight, start some crazy restrictive diet, hit the gym every day, cut out everything unhealthy. 2 weeks later, back to the couch, back to the junk food, maybe even worse than before. Here's the brutal truth. You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're using the wrong system. Today, I'm showing you a Japanese method that can help you break any bad habit, obesity, procrastination, phone addiction, whatever, using a system so stupidly simple you'll think it doesn't work, until it does. Before we start, quick warning. This goes against everything productivity gurus tell you. It contradicts the 21-day habit nonsense, and it requires you to do something so small you'll feel ridiculous. But stick with me, because this system combines 5 Japanese philosophies, Kaizen, Ikigai, Harahachibu, Wabi-Sabi, and Gembaru into one framework that actually works. Let me tell you about Christopher. Christopher was 40 years old, weighed 142 kilos, dying slowly without realizing it. He wasn't a bad guy, worked 14-hour days as a warehouse manager, 2 kids, a wife, bills to pay, the typical middle-class guy who forgot he had a body. His diet? Whatever he had time for. Breakfast in the car, lunch at his desk, dinner watching TV because he was too exhausted to sit with his family. His body started screaming. Climbing stairs was exhausting. Tying his shoes became an engineering challenge. He had to sit down, hold his breath, wrestle with his stomach. The kids asked him to play. He made excuses. His wife suggested walks. Too tired. But you know what hurt the most? His 7-year-old daughter stopped asking him to play. She'd learned. Dad doesn't play. Christopher saw that, felt that, did nothing, because he'd tried before. 3 times at the gym, quit after 2 months. Low-carb diet, quit after 3 weeks. Morning runs, 5 days, then stopped. He'd reached that dangerous place where most people die without dying. Acceptance of defeat. That's just how I am. I've always been fat. It's genetics. Until the day his body said enough. Saturday morning, Christopher's in the backyard watching his 9-year-old son play soccer. Not playing, watching. The ball lands in the neighbor's flower bed. "Dad, can you get it?" Christopher walks over, bends down, picks up the ball. He can't get back up. Not because of pain, not because of injury. He simply doesn't have the strength in his legs to lift his own body weight. He's on all fours in his neighbor's flower bed, sweating, struggling, while his 9-year-old watches in silence. The neighbor has to help him up. That night, Christopher sat on the edge of his bed and cried because he was 40 years old and needed help standing, because his son saw it and because he was building a memory in that kid's mind. My father was weak. His wife hugged him. "You need help, Chris." The next week, Christopher sat in a minimalist office with Dr. Yamamoto, a 65-year-old Japanese doctor who looked more like a monk than a physician. Christopher told him everything: the weight, the shame, the flower bed. Dr. Yamamoto didn't pull out prescriptions or diet plans. He simply asked, "How many times have you tried to lose weight?" 3, 4 times. "And how long did each attempt last?" 2 months, usually less. The doctor nodded. "You failed because you tried to win a 40-year war in 2-month battle." Silence. Your body took 40 years to reach this weight. Your mind took 40 years to build these habits. And you think you can undo that in weeks? I'm going to ask you to make one change today. So small, you'll think I'm joking. You accept? Christopher was desperate. "I'll accept anything." Every morning when you wake up, drink a glass of water. That's all. Christopher waited for the rest. It didn't come. Just that? A glass of water? For 2 weeks, nothing else. You can keep eating pizza, drinking beer, watching TV. Just add that glass of water. "Doctor, I need to lose 50 kilos. A glass of water won't..." You're right. A glass of water won't make you lose 50 kilos. But it will do something more important. It will prove to you that you can keep a promise to yourself. Christopher left confused. He paid $200 to be told to drink water. But that night, he filled a glass and left it on his bedside table. Next morning, 5 a.m., alarm rings. He sees the glass. He drinks it. Day 2, same thing. Day 3, day 7. On day 7, something weird happened. He woke up before his alarm, thinking, "Where's my glass of water?" His brain started expecting it. On day 14, he returned to Dr. Yamamoto. "Did you drink water every day?" "Yes, but I didn't lose any weight." The doctor smiled. "You just learned the first principle, Kaizen, continuous improvement through microscopic changes. It's not about the water, Christopher. It's about proving to your brain that change is possible." Now, here's the next step. Put half the food you normally would on your plate. Just half. If you're still hungry after 20 minutes, you can have more. This seemed too small, but Christopher had been drinking water for 14 straight days. He'd proven something. "Okay, I'll do it." What Dr. Yamamoto didn't explain yet, Christopher wasn't just changing habits. He was being introduced to 5 Japanese philosophies that work together. Kaizen, improve 1% per day. You don't need to be perfect tomorrow, just 1% better than today. If you improve 1% daily for a year, you don't improve 365%. You improve 3,788%. Exponential. Harahachi-bu, eat until you're 80% full. Your stomach takes 20 minutes to signal your brain it's satisfied. If you eat fast and fill your plate, you overshoot before you realize it. The first week with half portions was brutal. Christopher stared at the stove, wanting more. But he waited 20 minutes like the doctor said. You know how many times in 3 weeks he went back for more? Twice. Because his body wasn't hungry, it was just spoiled. At the next appointment, Christopher had lost 3 kilos. It's not about the weight, Dr. Yamamoto said. It's about direction. For the first time in 40 years, your body is moving where you want it to. Now, add movement. Walk from your door to the mailbox and back every morning after your water. Christopher laughed because the mailbox is 20 meters away. That's not exercise. It's not about exercise. It's about creating the habit of movement. 20 meters today. Maybe next week you'll want to go to the corner. But today, just the mailbox. Christopher did it. Water, half portions, walk to the mailbox. On day 3, his 7-year-old daughter saw him leaving. "Dad, can I come?" They walked together. She held his hand, talked about school, things she never told him because he was always too tired. When they got back, she asked, "Can we do this every day?" The next week, Christopher started walking to the corner, not because the doctor told him, because his daughter wanted to. And for the first time in years, he could do it. No shortness of breath, no back pain. By the end of month 2, he'd lost 8 kilos. But the real transformation was the moment he played Legos with his son and got up effortlessly. The night his wife suggested a walk, and he said yes. The Saturday, his daughter asked to play tag, and he chased her, laughing, full of life. By 18 months, 52 kilos lost. Christopher weighed 90 kilos. At his daughter's birthday party in the park, he ran with the kids. Another parent asked, "How did you lose all that weight?" Christopher smiled, 1 step at a time, literally. That night, his wife said, "You know what I love most? It's not that you lost weight. It's that you came back. The man I married, the father our children deserve. You were here physically, but you weren't present. Now you are." Here's what nobody tells you about transformation. Christopher didn't stop at 52 kilos. The system wasn't about weight loss. It was about building a life. Year 2, he applied Kaizen to his career, got promoted. Year 3, applied it to his relationship with his wife, started evening walks together. His daughter, now 12, said recently, "Dad, remember when you couldn't play with me? I remember the day you started walking with me to the mailbox. That's when I knew you were going to be okay." Transformation isn't contagious. It's permissive. It grants permission. So, let me ask you, what's stopping you? You're not failing because you're weak. You're failing because you're trying to change everything at once. You're trying to become a different person tomorrow. You're trying to win a 20-year war in 21-day battle. Here's your challenge, the same one Dr. Yamamoto gave Christopher. Choose one change, the smallest possible. So small, you'll feel like an idiot. A glass of water in the morning, 5 push-ups before bed, 1 minute of meditation, 1 page of a book. Do it for 2 weeks. Don't add anything else. Just do this one tiny thing every single day for 14 days. When you reach day 14, you'll have proven something. You can keep a promise to yourself. And that proof is the only thing you really need. Drop a comment right now. What's the one small change you're making starting tomorrow? Don't tell me your complete transformation plan, just the first thing, the smallest one. Because when you write it publicly, you've made a commitment. I'll check back in 2 weeks to see who followed through. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Now go, take that first microscopic step.